Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you Marvel February 2026 Solicitations. Now, before we get into that, there's some other kind of little news that I kind of want to pop up with as well. Marvel is relaunching Daredevil in March of 2026 with a new mystery villain and a blind bag twist. Will be written by Stephanie Phillips. Phoenix and Planet She-Hulk, and Lee Garber, Death of Doctor Strange, Uncanny Spider-Man, to take over with a new issue 1. As we get a look at there. Let's see. And then, of course, there's like art by Garbett, Stegman, Besh, Gabriel Del Oda, Alex Melvey, Joe Quesada, Daniel Warren Johnson, Pablo Villalobos, Dan Panison, and more. But the shakeups don't stop with the covers. Phillips and Garbett are positioning Matt Murdock for a reinvention that honors the character's noir roots while taking him into uncharted territory. Matt is heading back to school, literally, as he becomes a law professor, just as a sinister new villain named Omen surfaces with a terrifying vendetta against Daredevil. Let's see. I'm taking one of my favorite characters with one of my favorite artists. We're leaning into Daredevil's noir sensibilities, and Lee brings incredible style and emotion to every page. Steph has nailed the heart and tone of Daredevil's world. It's classic DD at its core, but with huge surprises and fresh ideas. Very interesting to have Matt be back at law school being a professor. So that looks pretty good. And then showing some of the covers. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you're into that, look into that. I'll do that one too, but on the other one. We've also got Marvel set to blow up the X-Men status quo and rebuild it into the wildest mutant school ever. This March, X-Men United is a bold new ongoing X-Men series by Eve L. Ewing and Tiago Palma, reopening the door to X-Men School for Mutant Kind. It's like, okay, that's kind of interesting. Let's see. The premise: every corner of X history, every generation, team, and ideology comes crashing together under a single massive initiative, Gray Matter Lane. Founded by Emma Frost with an all-star roster of faculty including Wolverine, Magneto, Beast, Rogue, and Storm, Gray Matter Lane isn't just another mutant school. It's a global nexus where mutants can learn, train, clash, and evolve. But not everyone on the X-Men is thrilled about opening yet another institution in Xavier's name, especially when this one seems destined for chaos. It does sound kind of crazy and interesting. Bringing the entire X-line, bringing classic astonishing X-Men and Wolverine and the X-Men energy to a brand new generation. Expect secrets from Mr. Sinister, romance rekindled, a major injury on day one, and Cyclops potentially tearing the whole project down from the inside. Evidently, this X-Men United forms the center point of the mutant world, says conductor of X, Tom Brevert. Steeped in the tradition of series like Astonishing X-Men and Wolverine and the X-Men, Gray Matter Lane is a place where all the major players in the X-world will come together to fight, hook up, and hash out their differences. There'll be action, drama, faces old and new, and dangers galore. Which young mutant is critically injured on the first day, and which X-Man is responsible? What secret is uncovered in Sinister's lab? What distance-separated couple rekindles their connection? And how far will Cyclops go to bring the whole endeavor to the ground? Let's see. It'll be interesting to see how that kind of works out. And that'll be in March 11th, actually. So keep an eye out for that. I know that's different than, we're already looking into March with certain things. So let's see. We just did this stuff. Let's see. Here we go. We've got Daredevil, issue 1. Let's see. Hell's Kitchen is full of secrets, but no secret stays buried for long. As a fearsome new supervillain named Omen has targeted Matt Murdock, it will be his alter ego Daredevil who takes the hits. But beware, this mysterious new player isn't all that they appear. A secret Daredevil will have to learn quickly as he scrambles to settle into a life and status quo we've never seen him in before. Look alive, Marvelites. An all-new and unprecedented era of Daredevil starts right here. 32 pages. Please inquire regarding pricing. That might be also because of the blind bag and stuff. We've got Captain America issue 7. That's a really good cover there. And some other cool covers. Let's see. A Captain's Crusade. Red Hulk's fear of a second Doctor Doom rising from the ashes of Latveria spurs him to taking drastic action, just as Captain America discovers that there are those within the war-torn country who see a path to a brighter future. Can Captain America bring the dream within reach? Are there too many forces stacked against him? Alright, looking forward to that. Amazing Spider-Man Venom Death Spiral. This is evidently a one-shot. Joe Kelly, Al Ewing, and Charles Soule, and Jesus Saez. First your friends, then your family, then you. The next epic Spider-Man and Venom crossover starts here and continues through April. A new superpowered serial killer is on the loose, and they're coming for Spidey, Venom, and everyone in between. But what terrible secret has Carnage learned, and what does it have to do with Spider-Man? 32 pages, $5.99, and it's a one-shot. So, might have to check that out since I'm mainly with the Spidey stuff. Then we got Wolverine, Weapons of Armageddon, leading into the Armageddon series. Some reason Wolverine has the shield. Let me see. Armageddon strikes the Marvel Universe. When an old acquaintance drags Logan into the search for a new abducted mutant subject, the terrifying methods of the defunct Weapon X program are revealed to be alive and well. As Wolverine follows the scent of the feral Tyler and the scent of his own trauma, he finds himself in a deadly race against a super soldier creating corporation called Prime Warrior, which has just hired a very familiar face, the fully armed and upgraded Nuke. Don't mix the first chapter of the biggest Wolverine story in years, and one that will have a major impact on the future of the Marvel Universe. 32 pages, $5.99, and that's 1 of 4. Weapons of Armageddon. Let's see, The Punisher. Oops, seeing the camera. Punisher issue 1, Benjamin Percy, Jose Luis Soares. As unflinching and uncompromising as ever, Frank Castle's memory is damaged and he's hunting for answers in criminals alike. He'll get more than he bargained for, both when the notorious and bloodthirsty Jigsaw returns, with the Punisher dead in his sights. 32 pages, $5.99. Godzilla, Infinity War. Let's see, 105, Jerry Duggan, Javier Garon, and Ig Guara. Let's see. The combined forces of Earth's mightiest heroes managed to spare Earth by exiling Godzilla into space, but in doing so, may have just heralded the end of the larger galaxy. As Null, the god of the symbiotes, fans the flames of Godzilla's anger, a new campaign for galactic conquest begins with the King of the Monsters and the King in Black at the helm. Will the cosmos be able to band together to stop the two juggernauts, or will a new era of death and destruction descend upon the cosmos? One thing's for sure. From the Galactic Empire of Wakanda, Shi'ar Empire, Kree, Skrull, space, and beyond, no planet will be safe as Godzilla destroys the Marvel Galaxy. 32 pages, $5.99. Each JF. Mark Spector Moon Knight. Looking pretty cool there. Black Panther 60th Anniversary Special. That's crazy. This landmark oversized issue features brand new thrilling stories from a lineup of fan-favorite writers and artists who have defined T'Challa's legacy. Don't miss this must-have tribute to T'Challa, Wakanda, and the 60 years of the world's greatest protector. 48 pages, $6.99. Not bad there. Iron Man. Let's see. I do like the old school cover there. And then this one looks pretty cool with, like, Tony's new armor. Let's see. Iron Man issue 2. Friends, lovers, or nothing. Iron Man is on the hunt for the missing captives as Madame Mask continues to twist the knife in Tony's back. Could Tony really be at fault for what's happening? The past collides with the present as Joshua Williamson and Carmen Canero continue to pave the future for Iron Man. Plus, Steve Rogers, Captain America, throws his mighty shield. But is it with Iron Man or against? 32 pages, $4.99. Looking forward to that. We get the Ultimates issue 21 as we're getting to the end game state of the Ultimate Universe. The new Avengers, led by Luke Cage, take on the Maker's Council. Prisoners turn superpowered heroes thanks to the heroic catalysts reclaimed from the Maker. In an all-out brawl across the globe. 32 pages, $4.99. Ultimate X-Men issue 24. Final issue. Hope you survived the experience. It's time to say goodbye to Peach Momoko's Ultimate X-Men. But what does the future hold for our favorite misfit mutants? How will they survive the world war that has broken out? What happened to armor? We get Ultimate Wolverine as well. Let's see here. The search for the missing mutants takes a terrifying turn when Wolverine and Jean Grey discover that the captives might be trapped in Magic's limbo realm. Their mission to find Illyana leads them straight into a brutal battle with the Eurasian Republic's forces, including the devastating all-new Ultimate Lady Deathstrike. Interesting. Ultimate Endgame issue 3. 5. Let's see. Inside the Maker City, a desperate group of heroes battles the terrifying children of tomorrow and discovers some surprising allies. While outside the city, the Ultimates and other heroes of the Ultimate Universe must deal with the unspeakable power that has just been unleashed. With shocking twists, painful deaths, and massive reveals, this epic is heating up fast. Don't miss the ultimate superhero event of the century. We get Cyclops getting his own. Let's see. 1 of 5. Scott Summers is a mutant who is always in near total control of his powers and his emotions. But what happens when he's separated from the X-Men, lost in a mountain wilderness without the visor that keeps his devastating powers in check? And will he be able to stay alive when Donald Pierce and his cyborgs, the Reavers, are hunting him? Writer Alex Packnadel and artist Roge Antonio bring you the tale of the X-Men's leader at his most savage core. 32 pages, $4.99. We also get Magic and Colossus. Issue 1 of 5. Shadows of Tomorrow, Generation X-23. Let's see. Issue 1. I don't know. Laura Kinney was brainwashed and trained, put the life behind her. When Laura and Gabby encounter someone who seems to be their long-lost friend, the harrowing plot they uncover will turn their worlds upside down. The next generation of X-subjects is here, and they follow in the deadly footsteps of X-23. We also have Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant, 1 of 5. Seems to be a lot of crazy stuff. Inglorious X-Force, Issue 2. Shadows of Tomorrow Rogue, Issue 2 of 5. Wade Wilson, Deadpool, Jesus. Uncanny X-Men, Issue 23. A forgotten vow from one of the team comes back to haunt them all in the most shocking way imaginable, as ghastly guest stars from the Marvel's past threaten to take over our most beloved mutants and to take one of our most beloved mutants in their number forever. Let's see. Can Uncanny X-Men stop their friend from being taken to where monsters dwell? 32 pages, $4.99. Uncanny X-Men issue 24. The Uncanny X-Men are the one force standing in front of a murderer's row of monsters, killers, and creatures. Jubilee may fall off the vampire wagon just for the start. It's monsters versus mutants, and they're both out for blood. Gnarly. Wolverine. Another Wolverine. Damn, they are popping and blopping. Ooh, Alpha Flight versus Wolverine in issue 15. And then continuing pretty much in 16. X-Men. Issue 25. Special anniversary issue. Against all odds, Cyclops returns from the Age of Revelation and with a dire warning for all X-Men everywhere. But there's trouble on more than one front. Who is the mutant newly put in charge of one, and what danger does that spell for the X-Men? That's nuts. Ooh, Doctor Strange. Yeah, let's see this. Issue 3. A Crisis in Heaven. Forebodin and Ralia are in the wind, and heaven teeters on the brink of collapse after a devastating blow. Now Strange and Angela must defend Alfheim as a new threat rises, but can they find Forebodin as the final pieces of its twisted plan begin to take shape? 32 pages, $3.99. Looking forward to that. Wiccan Witches Road, 3 of 5. Ooh, Sorcerer Supreme. That is really pretty cool there. I really love the art there. Issue 3. Wanda Maximoff has been many things, a mother, an Avenger, and the Scarlet Witch, but in the wake of Victor Von Doom's fall, Wanda has claimed a new title, Sorcerer Supreme of Earth. The Vishanti, unwilling to validate Wanda's claim, have anointed their own Sorcerer Supreme, Agatha Harkness. After a fiery battle with her former mentor, Wanda wakes up in limbo where nothing is as it seems. But if she's going to escape, she must first defeat its ruler, Maddie Pryor, 32 pages, $3.99. And of course, Deadly Hands of Kunlun. Issue 1 of 5, talked about that. Psylocke Ninja, issue 2 of 5. Logan. Null, issue 2 of 5. Dungeons of Doom, issue 2 of 3. Alright, Amazing Spider-Man, issue 21. Norman looking fucked up there. The sins of Norman Osborn has come back to haunt him and everyone he cares about. Norman and the other spiders throw down against Hobgoblin and his Goblin Slayer army, and one of the spiders makes the ultimate sacrifice. Shit. Then we get the amazing next one, issue 22. Let's see here. Too little, too late. The era of Space Earth Spider-Man comes to an end, and everyone is left to pick up the pieces. We're about to enter Death Spiral, so Spidey better take a deep, deep breath. So we'll have to see how that works out. So evidently that Death Spiral is going to be covered after this. So we'll see how that works. Ooh, Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Gwen, Venom, issue 254. Mary Jane Watson is piloting the Venom symbiote, 500 pounds of wisecracking alien goo monster. Whitney Frost is piloting the Madam Mask battlesuit, 2 tons of AIM-constructed missile-loaded murder machine. How many beloved New York landmarks will perish in the wake of their fury? Let's count. 1, 2, and that's actually pretty cool. Spider-Man and Wolverine, Amazing Spider-Man Torn, Black Cat, issue 7. The Uncatchable Thief teams up with the sinister symbiote to pull off the most daring and dangerous heist Felicia Hardy has ever attempted. Obstacles to overcome: time, space, mind-melting interdimensional monstrosities, Spider-Man's rogues gallery, Felicia and Venom's dark, violent past, all in a night's work. We got Fantastic Four here. That's kind of gnarly. Issue 8. It's back, The Invincible Woman Part 3. It's back before everything changed, and I'm still in grad school. Just a kid, really. My name is Susan Storm, and I've become the Invisible Girl. Our first encounter was with the Mole Man. He was the first time we found it necessary to use our powers to truly become the Fantastic Four. Reed prayed it would be the last, but his prayers weren't the kind that got answered. What happened next wasn't what I thought would happen. It wasn't what any of us thought would happen. I want you to know that I tried. I really did. I didn't mean for things to end up the way they turned out. But there are some mistakes you can't take back, and there are some wounds that don't kill you even though they should. And that's pretty awesome. And then, ooh, we got Avengers. Issue 35. A new universe? The Avengers and the Twilight Court must face the destruction of the universe, but will their combined might be enough to save it? Or will this be the end of the Marvel Universe as they know it? Ooh, Hulk smashing everything. Ooh, the Infernal Hulk. Ooh, Joe Fixit popping up, doing some shit. As the Infernal Hulk's Age of Monsters rages across the globe, the Incredible Hulk is effectively dead, his consciousness locked away in the brutal depths of the Hulkscape. But Hulk discovers he's not alone. His previous alters are locked in with him, as well as the countless victims and vessels of Eldis. Could one of the Hulks possess the key to taking back their stolen body? And could they have a way to communicate with their long-lost companion, Charlie? Oh shit, we got Planet She-Hulk going on. Jack dealing with stuff. Okay. Nova Centurion. Yep. Let's see. Issue 4. Being Nova Prime ain't easy. Between doing good and doing what needs to be done to keep the world mind running, which sometimes includes doing good, Richard Rider barely has time to sleep. But when his ship gets stolen by dishonestly discharged ex-Nova Corps members and intergalactic criminal mastermind Eden Zillow, Rich is at risk of not even having a place to lay his head. Damn. Rich just keeps getting screwed over, man. Alright, then we're looking at facsimiles and stuff, it looks like. Ooh, The Mortal Thor, issue 7. Yeah, the 3 Bs. Sigurd Jarlsson is alive and on the run, but he has a weakness his enemies can exploit. He has his neighbors, his friends, and maybe more than friends. And the man called Mr. Hyde knows it. Somewhere in the city, a man with a hammer is on a rescue mission. All right, man. New Avengers, Spirits of Violence, The End 2099. Follow Ultraman, Predator. Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four, which is like nutty and gnarly. And then Star Wars stuff. So, I'm interested to see what goes on with Captain America and the Red Hulk. Doctor Strange and Heaven and what's kind of going on in that kind of realm. And especially seeing how the end is going to work out with Space and Earth Spidey. Avengers dealing with Kang and the Twilight Court. There's a lot of kind of crazy stuff going on. It'll be interesting to see how well the new Daredevil goes on. The X-Line, Jesus, I don't mind it being kind of almost its own thing, but it is bloated. There's like a lot of freaking things there, and it's just like, I'm glad for the content, but it's like, if you want to, like, you have to be careful because there's just a lot there, and if you miss certain kind of things, you're like, all right, fine. But I'm really looking forward to that. Looking forward to what's going on with Iron Man and Thor. There's a lot of cool stuff. And tell me what you guys think in the comments if you're excited for certain kind of stuff as well. So those are my opinions on the solicitations. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked them, if you didn't like them, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.